Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I am Gilles Mansillon. I'm an artist and spiritualist. I come here to speak about spirituality. I thank you so much for subscribing and for supporting the channel, as well as for your donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. I will discuss a few ideas. Some of them are kind of delicate, but sometimes life throws you a curveball, like in baseball. It's like really hard because the more we grow, the more we ascend, the more our consciousness gets open, the more difficult it is, like on a video game. It's like the lower level you can master, but I say when you get to the top level, it's like, wow, the level of difficulty is far greater. So, but yet, the more we ascend, the more we have this contact with our super consciousness, with our higher self. Always ask to be connected to your higher self, your monad. Personally, I've been doing a lot of work for many years, private work, but with people that passed away, who died, to assist them in reconnecting to their monad, because after they die, if their consciousness is not high enough, they get trapped into the lower fourth dimension. They cannot reconnect to God or their higher self. So personally, the situation I have to deal with on an internal level is beyond anything outside of my comfort zone. It's like if I could explain that, you would think I'm completely insane, but I have no choice. In order to stay in my alignment, I have to deal with those things. And there is the freedom that is before me, and shared happiness that is coming. So I'm not really complaining. I just have to deal with situations internally that are really, really hard. And on a sentimental level mostly, because everything else is online and on the rails, but there is no. It's very delicate on that level because of a very specific situation. For the higher self, what I come to realize is utterly beyond any human limitation, any judgment, any boxes. It's like he's got his agenda and he's gonna put us through whatever he's gonna put us through in order to assist us with creating this ascended mastery. We're moving towards the ascended mastery. Sometimes I can't help it but to dream, to fantasize, to envision, to speculate. Yet I have to be careful in terms of speculation, otherwise I get slapped, because life is all around and it knows all the past, present, and future. And if you project something that's not in your timeline, life will remind you of that. But still, it's still important to be free and to be able to experience and see how life reflects you at all moment. And I'll speak about the personal experience I had last night. It's very important to withdraw as much as possible the attention from the outer news to look into the inner news, the news from the spirit, from God, from the higher self, from our guides. It's very, very much to turn into our inner alignment and actuality. That's what's going to help us navigate this flow, because the chaos is going to get really intense on the outside. But if we're connected inside, we'll navigate all that with grace and ease. So learning to live with your inner light and as a master and the light of love of God is the only thing that is real. Everything else is just a passing shadow, an experience, something that is transitory. And so, and this light of God, the higher realm is completely. It's impossible to organize it to implant it in the third dimension. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Even organized religion, that was the idea. All the founding fathers of all the religion were wise and loving and enlightened beings. But after they're gone, everything got politicized and organized to create fights. And a good way to look at religion is that Genghis Khan, he was an old king of old. He said that. There is only one God, but religions are just different fingers of that same God, because they all like just cultural as assistance to humanity. And for the truth cannot be organized. It can only be experienced as a personal religious experience and the connection with the direct connection with God. Anything that's not that is idolatry. Yeah, it's like everything. A lot of pedestals are going to fall down, because it's like everything that's not part of the one, that's not part of the one will of the Creator for this planet, will eventually dissolve. And so the third eye is really the opening gateway to all the realms of the higher dimension. So just continue to focus on your inner truth and be heart-centered. Last night, before I go to sleep, sometimes I spend an hour or two before I can get to sleep, but there is so much activity. I feel it's the busiest time of my day when I lay down. And last night I had this amazing experience. I had all this forest. This forest opened before me, and then there was a sun, and then from this sun just appeared a fairy queen. She was like, wow, amazing. I made many contacts with them, but I've never had this personal contact with this beautiful fairy queen. And I send her my light and my love as a response to the exchange. But then I wanted, my mind just say, well, what can I ask? What should I do? And it's like my guardian angel appeared at this point. And then my mind just became a little bit more free. And I say, I welcome all the fairies. And then I got surrounded with hundreds and hundreds of them. They're little creatures, like light creatures with little wings. And it's like amazing. And then I saw this one climbing on top of my shoulder. It was kind of funny. So I have this one fairy that's like with me, and so I've sent them doing some work for me as well. So it's like they're really wonderful. They're fifth and sixth dimensional beings, and they live in community with them. But they won't do the work that angels will do, but they will bring inspiration and joy. So I had to send a few of them to do a few some work. For the angels also are very. Many angels. Angels are not standardized beings, and they're just as different as human beings are, just on a higher planes. But there are some that have much more experience. There were some that were created with higher capacity, and some that have gained so much more experience. And there are many levels and categories, from the midway creatures, material, first and second order, material or spiritual, the cherubim, the sanoben, the seraphim, the seconaphem, the tertiaphem, the omniaphem, the supernaphem on paradise. There's so many angels, but we deal mostly with seraphim and cherubim and sanoben and midway creatures here down here on the planet. But our guardian angels are seraphim, which is a higher order of angels. And so it's So it's like understanding it's all a passing shadow in reality, because once we connect to the higher truth of light and love, it's like that's all there is. And for that, I'm going to discuss a subject that may be a little delicate. That is that somebody asked me a question that was quite valid. They said it was the hurricane that hit Florida. Sorry if you, I hope you will navigate that if you had this problem. My friend in Miami said she was fine there. Say, is it part of the deep state with ARP that was an attack against the Republicans so they couldn't vote and everything? If you believe that, that's what you see, that's what it is. It's quite justified. Personally, I say all is part of the whole, and it's Mother Earth that has to accelerate the change by creating natural disaster. Because hurricanes have always existed. Even in the 18th century, there were Spanish galleons that were sank in the Caribbean because of hurricanes. You can say it was ARP at this time that was attacking the Spanish state. And as far as I know, those technologies, they've been removed from the hands of the deep state for the most part. They cannot create hurricanes, but they can move it to the coast. It's like it's a weapon in some sort. But more and more we have to move into this sphere of love and light, and the more we elevate our frequency, the faster the program of the dark will. Because if we continue to polarize our energy with the conflict of the dark and light on the outside news of the revelation of all the conspiracies and all that, we might sink with the boat with them, because it's going to be revealing, but it's going to sink, and then so just move back to the one love, so you can see the beauty in all things, and you can remove yourself from this idea of having to conflict with any energies. Understand there is impure and lower energies that is coming to the surface to be revealed, and there is pure and beautiful energy that is descending. So just make a choice. The choices are very important. The choice we make, and slowly but surely we're gonna be moving. It's like the fairies will remind you of this beauty of this. Call on the fairies. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm gonna pull a card from the day. Let's see what. wonderful card for the day is the finances. There's a great deal of liberation that is coming with the finances. I love money, and money loves me. It is a blessing from heaven. The money is just an energy. It's just neutral. It depends how we get it, and what we do with it is very, very important. However, it's not everybody's free, but after that there is consequences to that. So a lot of people get a lot of money, a lot of fame, and a lot of power because of some of them that get them because of their talent and hard work, and those they will be able to maintain and keep that through the transition phase. But some of them got it through corruption and lies and all of that, and those will be deprived from that. And we'll have to face certain consequences because the universe wanted everybody to see the result of their creation, and when the veils are going to fall, everybody's going to see all the cause and the effect of their own creation. And so might be a little bit tense for some of the dark ones, which is. We send love and light to everybody. The violet fire, we transmute, find peace, find joy. It's very important to keep your energy as positive as possible. The observer of the day is a step ahead, and to already have the vision of certain of the things that are coming. The highest wisdom is a regeneration. There is really an upgrade in all our genetics. There is certain things God has revealed to me that it's going to be a major upgrade. It's going to come all of a sudden, and we're going to be surprised and amazed by the blessings that are coming in terms of our transmutation. What we need to understand is here and now, to move from here and now to here and now to here and now to here and now to here and now. It's always one breath at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time, to learn to do that. What we need to do is the soulmates. Sometimes I feel I'm very unlucky with my soulmates. It's like, because deep soul connection don't always work out. It's like, because it's just conditioned and so on. But you never know, got to keep a door open, a possibility of that working out. And the outcome for it's like, because when it works, it's so marvelous, but sometimes it's just this condition that makes it difficult. And I can get into my situation. And the outcome will be the wind of change. And there is a great deal of change. We don't know how the wind will turn, but we have to be ready to navigate whatever flow. We make our decision, and then we'll navigate. We have to know where we want to go. We want to go to freedom. We want to go to abundance. We want to go to health. We want to go to love. We want to go to... Because if we don't know where we're going, it's like no wind, like what Seneca was saying, no wind and no current will ever assist you in your travel if you don't know what direction you're going to. So we want to be serene, but we want to continue to focalize on the great light of the source, the great eternal light of the source. Well, my friends, I thank you so very much for your presence and for your support. I'll try to sing this song. I finished with a song, like usual here. It's a song that is pretty positive. It talks about feeling the love in the air. It's called Love is in the Air. Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, but I don't know if I'm being wise. But it's something I must be living, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of a tree. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I don't know if I'm just dreaming. I don't know if I feel safe. But it's something I must be living, and it's there when you call my name. Love is in the air, oh, 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 love is in the air. Love is in the air, in the rising of the sun. Love is in the air, when the day is nearly done. And I don't know if you're an illusion. I don't know if I see truth, but it's something I must be living. And when you're there, when I reach out for you, love is in the air, love is in the air, oh, 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 love is in the air. Focus on feeling the love everywhere. Just as we remove ourselves from this two power, Maitreya, the great master, was saying, Evil is the separation of the power. The good and evil is the evil, is the darkness, is the entrapment. Yet it was planned on this planet so we can become full creator. We can realize the good and the bad and the ugly and choose love, use our free will to be submissive to our divinity, to our higher self. The observer of the day is forgiveness. Spirit is really trying to ask me to forgive that person for what for what I need to forgive her for. To forgive. For forgiveness is very important because everybody's going to have to face. Everybody's divine love incarnated, no matter what we are. Even if we go to hell, it is God, the omnipotent God, that is in hell with us. That is our true self. That's the only thing that is true, that can truly is to identify only with the Creator, with the God, the spark of God, that is our I am presence, that is the direct spirit, that is the spirit of God. What the highest wisdom is the departing. There's a new phase that is coming. What we need to understand is acceptation. We have to we may as well accept it, whatever comes through us. What we need to do is to rejoice for the new freedom that is before us. And the outcome will be the triumph. There is God says He will clear it up for me. He didn't clear it up, but He said He will clear it up. So I have to trust that at the right time, very soon, everything's going to become very clear in relationship to those things that are still part of the illusion, the shadows that are passing. And so just continue to trust and connect to your heart. Just stay heart-centered and follow your passion, whatever brings you joy. I thank you so very much, my friends, and I'll talk to you later.